With your eyes, which in their weariness barely free themselves from the worn-out threshold, you lift very slowly one black tree and place it against the sky, slender, alone. And you have made the world, and it is huge, and like a word which goes right in silence. And as your will seizes on its meaning, tenderly your eyes let it go.
Lovely.
You liked it?
Rilke?
Yeah. You know it?
I'm familiar.
They noticed said something about art, and I thought since the poem is in the book of pictures, I thought, why not? If I'm going to truck all the way down there, I might as well do something I like for a change.
No one has done a poem.
Dramatic interpretation. It's not really doing a poem, it's dramatic interpretation. God, that sounds like a trivia category. It was my major. Lots of dramatic interpretation awards. But it turns out there's not much of a market for that. At most auditions, they just want you to do lines like, these oatcakes are delicious.
78 women and one male transvestite have come to this ball in the past 3 days. Each has recited, performed, emoted, undulated. I have heard monologues from Crime to the Heart, from Streetcar Named Desire, Sister Mary Ignatius, The King and I, The Owl and the Pussycat. Some more than once. 79 monologues whose consequence in this world is questionable. And one poem.
The ad was unspecific. I thought, this ad is so particularly unspecific. It could be anything. It could be theater, or it could be modeling, or it could be a trade show, or it could be
different but not in the role.
But you haven't explained the ad.
All in due time.
All right, fine. I get it. Wrong type, and keep in mind, we'll solve.
Oh, no, no, dear heart. You were wonderful. Sit here. Would you like some wine?
A drink? At an audition?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. We'll simply get on with things. Do you like it here?
A light? Okay.
Good. The position would require you to spend a certain amount of time here. What shall we do next? Another selection.
From the script this time?
Oh dear, no such thing. I should like to hear something from a book. Oh, I know the perfect piece.
You know, I know a lot of works. Directors say I'm exceptional on memory.
Good, perfect for the position. I should like to hear another Rilke. People by Night.
Is that the one?
And the nights are not made for the multitude.
And they sever you from your neighbor, so you shall not seek him defiantly at night. But if you make your dark house light to look on strangers in your room, you must reflect whom?
Karen?
Karen.
And you may call me Dylan. Have you heard of me? How inconvenient. More Stellas, no doubt.
Yes. It's Lori Jurgen. I'm supposed to audition at 1:15.
There's been a terrible error. The appointment's canceled. But the production's been called off.
Oh. What's going on?
A little fabrication. So that we might continue, Karen.
Are you offering me a role?
I'm offering a conversation. At this point, I'll get us some snacks to tide us over.
Miss Dillon? Dillon, there's no miss about it. Dillon, the buzzer.
Could you handle it, please, Karen, dear?
All right. Hello?
I called. It's Jackie for 1:30. I know I'm early, but
I'm so sorry, dear Jackie. There's been the auditions have been canceled due to a terribly
you want me to
unexpected
come another
occurrence.
time?
I'm afraid it's rather serious. You just never expect a diagnosis like biorhythmic duo osteoclentesis to enter your life now, do you?
No. Gee, wow. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Will you do me a favor and post a giant auditions canceled sign on the door?
Okay. I'm sorry.
When all this passes over, as I'm sure it will, I won't forget you, dear Jackie.
It's nothing.
You sent the girl away?
I told her you had biorhythmic duo osteoclentesis. It seemed impossible to refute.
Quite. Irrefutable. And in this case, most ironic.
They were just words that came to mind.
Cancer, arthritis, biorhythmic duo osteoclentesis. It all comes down to the same thing, doesn't it? But why dwell on such things? Today is a splendid day.
I made it up. I didn't think there was any truth to it.
Truth. Now there is an elusive concept. What seems like truth might be an illusion. What seems like an illusion might be surpassed by the sheer force of will. And where does that leave the truth? Sitting in our hands, waiting to be shaped perpetually. I'm sorry. You must have known something, Karen. Yet synchronicity.
I don't believe in that.
As an artist, you must believe in irony, and you must admit that it is at least ironic.
Coincidental.
Tell me, what role are you playing now?
Maybe it's me.
If I may be so bold, Karen, I don't see a human sitting there. I see someone groping for the right position, the right tonality, the right attitude.
Look, I'm not here for character analysis. Can we get on with the interview? I'd like to hear more about the job.
But the truth is very limited before we continue.
I'm playing the somewhat insecure, somewhat brash actress. A bit petulant, a bit childish, maybe.
I think we are progressing. Karen, have you ever had the feeling that you are waiting for something momentous to happen in your life? Truthfully,
I don't know what you mean.
I've had all my life this sensation. It is an expectancy, as if I am waiting for the buzzer to ring and the package of my life's dreams, the longings of my soul, to be neatly arranged and piled at the front door. Sometimes it is this expectancy that gets me to the next day. One days and the ones before seem so dreary that in retrospect I marvel that I carried on. It is something I take so for granted, like saliva in my mouth, that it rarely occurs to me to wonder, what am I expecting? Indeed, I cannot actually fathom what could happen if my expectancy became a reality. Does it make sense to you?
In a way.
Karen, as you surmise, I, like you, am an artist.
Then I was right. This is yours?
That piece has gone into reproduction. Sells quite well, pays for this loft.
There's texture here.
And are you playing another role? I wonder how you do it. I do it, my dear, like a locust tree. My eyes placed against the sky.
And as your hands seize hold of its leaning, tenderly your eyes let it go.
Tenderly my hands in fashion. Very tenderly, as it happens.
You got lucky then.
I have made a place for myself. And you?
You're not printing fan club announcements.
Yet you carry on.
I try new things. A hair color, a skirt, a book, a poem. Always with the hope that I'll hit the right thing at the right time.
Might I ask, do you have any lingering ties of a relationship?
Is that relevant? I mean, this isn't like a personal assignment.
What a long-term engagement suits you.
I have blank pages in my address book.
That delightful sense of irony and a bit of cynicism too. All the raw materials. So tell me, how do you go about preparing for a role?
I've never been asked that before in an audition.
This is it.
I watch. I imagine, much as I do. First, I concentrate on the mouth, how it forms a yes and how it forms a no. And then I focus on my eyes, what they let in and what they let out. And then I focus my mind. I slide down inside the character into the place right by their spine. I want to see things from the inside out. I hold myself there for a moment. And then I turn myself into a shadow. Where the character goes, I go. What the character does, I do. I am nothing but an empty shadow. That's all.
How delightful. And then,
I do the character's lines.
except in dramatic interpretation.
Then I select the lines too.
Then tell me, what would you do if you were to perform a character like me?
I should arrange the furniture. I should ask a guest to sit in a particular place and place a sculpture there so I can gaze those who look on it. I should dress carefully, thinking especially in my selection of scarves.
I don't think you're being truthful, Carmen. You're not describing from the inside, are you?
Truth is an elusive concept. What seems like truth might be illusion.
Your memory is good. I'm impressed.
I'm being as truthful as I care to be.
You would notice little eccentricities. The way I flinch and rub my baby finger, as if it were once badly broken or affected with rheumatism. Am I correct?
Look, I could have done Stella. I do a very good Stella. Why did you do this to her, Stanley? I want to know why. Tell me why.
You can create a character from nothing, from a mirage of minutiae. Choose words that would ripen in the silence.
And then I'd be doing dramatic interpretation, and it doesn't pay.
Now we have the truth.
Look, is there a job or not?
Soon you will be there, Colin. I'm a bit odd. You skipped that out of kindness, I'd say. Indeed, I'm a recluse.
You're selling. That doesn't just happen.
I can tell you how, if you care to listen. It is relevant to the position, of course. One day, many years ago, I had a moment where expectancy became reality. I met a very special man in an arts classroom. He had a very friendly nature and a gallery in the village. And he was so hard that he paid his rent and his artists. For some reason, I've often wondered why. He asked to see my work. It's like the story you read in Hollywood magazine, The Girl with the Soda Fountain. He took my sculpture and held it up to the light and caressed it and said, "You should be creative." From then on, I sent him my works, and he sent me checks when they sold. I stayed in, and he stayed out. From time to time, we have quite interesting conversations on the telephone, but he never asked to see me again. That is how I sell.
You got lucky.
Every story has its underside. Art dealers such as him don't exist anymore. Not even he. He died several years ago. And now his business is carried on by 3 people who carry on his shop and his catalog. Alfred and Niece and Danny.
You've got it made.
New people, new ideas, new marketing strategies. My name recognition is low. I need to build a presence.
An artist must always think of herself in terms of the cover of People magazine.
This is the evidence museums seek for their collections. A persona is a major part of themselves. Without it, there is no use in the museum carrying the artist's work.
So, you don't want me to coach you, do you? I call this study in southerly wind because it expresses the air kicking up at dusk in my hometown of Abilene.
My art is here, in my hands, with a limit on the time it will work for me.
Work and image, they do go together.
I have a gallery of work stored inside my head, stirring to be believed.
My work is here, in my body, top to bottom, mind to diaphragm. I don't have a product that can be put in a package, given to a messenger, and shipped off.
You have irony.
Yeah, and that art gets used up. Every day, a little bit wears away.
And the ability to create a world.
And that ability gives way to rejection and disappointment. Gets used up with every photo resume, disappears, and gets used up by people with their riddles and schemes.
And now we are at a junction. We each have something to offer, Karen. I have money, a job, and opportunity.
I simply don't know if it's right for me.
You have a face that could go with People magazine. A personality that rises like whipped cream. These young art dealers, Alfred, Denise, and Dan. I've never seen you. The people who do see me know nothing about me. Only assume that I am a woman of a certain age and don't look into my eyes and don't notice my scars. What I want, to be most blunt, is someone to be me.
But you have to be you. No one can be what you are, right?
A surrogate, a persona. See my work from the inside and then to recreate it in the public eye.
No lines, no script.
A memory stashed with poetry. To go to gallery openings with the glib and the glitzy, and interpret beautiful verses and gaze with those thoughtful eyes.
I've only been to one gallery opening. It was an accident. I wandered in.
It's ironic then. I can teach you everything you need to know about art, which, given today's circumstances, is not one.
Instant audiences. People not knowing what to expect and getting the unexpected. And you're serious.
don't slander the name of Dylan, though. Not too greatly, at any rate.
My age?
You're old enough to be steady and young enough that when it's over, you can make new choices. And frankly, Grandpa Moses never appealed to me. I should much rather be seen as someone bright and brash, cynical and filled with irony.
It would be quite the challenge.
The money means nothing to me.
How long?
I estimate I need 3 years to finish my works. I don't imagine my hands will hold out much longer. That should be enough to establish my image for at least one museum purchase.
And then what? At the end of the time, what happens to you, your persona?
Subsidiary rights. I leave that to you. The ultimate truth, that to carry on, to change, to expose, to disappear. How, what? A single character developed and plenty of time to play. It will be up to you to decide.
I know what you mean about expectancy. It's as if you get on the bus one morning and you find a book you lost years ago when you were a kid. And you open it, and it's true, your name is in it. And there on page 25, scribbled in child's handwriting, is the answer to the question you were thinking that day on the bus. All my life, I've been searching for
one good role.
for someone to be.
Yes. I know.
What if you make your dark house light to look on strangers in your room? You must reflect.
Whom?
Yes.
I believe that's for you, dear. Yes.